Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. We are going to take our release minus 14-day look at March of the Machine Aftermath collector box pre-sales off of TCG Player. Up to this point in the pre-release period, it has sold a measly 38 boxes at a total of $8,400 for an average of $222 per box. And of course, these are the 6-card collector booster packs that at wholesale go for about 10, 15, 20% less than a normal standard collector box. So you're getting about 40% as many cards for about a 10, 15% discount, maybe. What to compare this against? What might have done so badly? Yes, I'm going to go there. Unfinity. We will put this up against Unfinity, and we see that Unfinity sold better up to the same point in its pre-release period. So up to Unfinity's release minus 14-day milestone, it had sold 106 boxes, which is 2.8 times as many as March of the Machine Aftermath has sold already. And on the total cumulative spend basis, which is the best metric because it normalizes everything else and it digs right down to how much money people were willing to separate with to get the product. Unfinity, at this point in its life, had already sold $25,000 worth of product on TCG Player, 3.1 times as much as March of the Machine Aftermath. And of course, I made a video a couple days ago, my typical what are you going to have to pay for this expansion video. And basically, I spent the whole time warning people that because of the micro set status of this with only 50 cards plus variants instead of the normal 280 or so cards plus variants, the variability was going to be much, much less. And if WotC did not cut print runs absolutely to the bone by 80% or more, then there may just be flat too many copies of every card from this set in the market. Box breakers who do not understand the mathematics and the statistics and do not cut their purchases accordingly, they are going to get annihilated. Card stores who buy too much may get annihilated. It has the potential to be a very bad situation, and I do not have a lot of faith in WotC to have gotten someone to really do the calculations, understand the problem, and then convince the people in charge of making decisions to do the right thing. And of course, remember, the market may not simply reject this product because too many of every card got printed. It might just reject this product because it costs so damn much, because it's a 6-card collector booster pack instead of a normal 15-card collector booster pack, and it still only sells for 10, 15, 20% less at wholesale. So the market may just reject it on the price, not on how common all of the individual cards may turn out to be, depending on whether or not WotC appropriately cut the print runs. So to me, trying to assess the balance of risk versus reward of this set, it weighs way too heavily on the risk side. If there are way too many cards, the individual prices will get annihilated, and that will follow to an annihilation of the sealed product prices. And then, maybe after that, once the sealed product prices have either come down enough, or it appears from the market, from singles availability, that the print runs had been cut sufficiently and distribution had been managed appropriately, maybe at one of those 2 points, I'll come in and I'll be ready to buy. I would like to buy some eventually to put back in the closet for the long term. But right now, with what we know at this point, there's just way too much risk here. And talking to a bunch of my patrons about this in the last few days, they agree. They think there's way too much risk also. I cannot find anyone who's enthused to go out, buy a ton of this, especially on pre-order. But even before the market settles down, gives us some information on what WotC has chosen to do with print runs of this set. So, very dangerous product in my assessment. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. One other thing to say about these plots, the blue lines, they look pretty flat. There's not a lot of data there right now, but looking back at a lot of other sets, pre-sale data, almost every set eventually catches a big wind underneath it during pre-sales and flies up. We can see that with Unfinity right here, sometime about 7 or 8 days before release. It caught a big wind and sales started to rise very quickly. Sometimes that will just correspond to about a week before the set comes out. Sometimes it'll correspond to the reveal of particular cards, reveal of chase cards, reveal of cool things like serialized or textured foils, stuff like that. So it could be that Aftermath just hasn't hit that point yet, but even beside that, going back through all the data that I've collected for all the sets I've monitored in the last 18 months or so I've been using this tool, no set performed so poorly in this early 14 to 40-ish day period in its pre-sale period. So it is the worst performing set up to now so far. We're going to have to wait and see what happens, but right now, use a lot of caution. Don't go out, spend a lot of money on this on pre-sale right now. Wait and see. There is so much risk involved with this. Let me know what you think, guys. If you're seeing it differently, if you've got a strategy for trying to navigate this, which is different from my strategy of just sit back with your hands off, let me know. I'd love to hear what it is. So otherwise, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on Final Trade. Thanks a lot, everyone.